So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology, and welcome to my iPhone 12 Pro Max unboxing. Now, in my last episode, we covered the iPhone 12 mini. In this one, we're covering the big boy, the most pricey iPhone you can buy of the year. And you can see iPhone 12 Pro Max, 5G performance here. That's the big deal here. In addition, this one should have the absolute best camera you can buy on any iPhone right now. Now, I did go with the 256 gigs, but let's waste no more time. Let's get right into the contents of this box. Now, because Apple did decide to go with, less in the box, all these iPhone 12 boxes this year are smaller. You should see a little bit of a different look depending on the color you went with. You could see the silver borders here. Let's go ahead and open this thing up. And you could see there it is. Now, on first impressions, you're just going to notice what a massive phone this thing is, but also a very beautiful one here as well. Very shiny edges here and more of a matte texture, unlike the other way around with the iPhone 12, which does have more of it's got more of an aluminum feel. So this one definitely in line with the more premium of the phones you can buy. Let's go ahead and peel this up. You can see that's pretty good. I'll go ahead and boot that up while we do look at the other contents of the box. But on first impressions, heavy, big, that's what you expect when you get a Max phone. And you can see, just like with the iPhone 12 mini, we do have ourselves a USB-C to Lightning cable right there. If we open this up, we do have ourselves a SIM card tool and also iPhone guides and one Apple sticker. And there we go. So it says Hola. I'm going to just go ahead and get this thing set up and we'll talk more about the iPhone. Okay, guys, so we're now in the iPhone. This is the 256 gig. These start at $10.99 at 128 gigs and go up from there. I want to showcase the body a little bit more before we talk about the phone. So you can see we do have that triple camera setup with the LiDAR sensor, and this one does have better stabilization for video than the iPhone 12 Pro. You see, I did go with the silver model, and on the Pro Max, it actually has 4 holes over here. The iPhone 12 Pro has 3, and the Mini has 2 on that side. You can see right there, we do have ourselves the speaker grill, lightning port, and on the back, we do have that nice matte material etched glass feel. It's just very nice overall. And then on the left side, you can see we do have ourselves that silent switch, volume rockers. I mean, it's through and through the iPhone 12. It's just the maxed out version, blown up. And it's a little bit strange because this phone just feels like a jumbo iPhone. And the iPhone 11 Pro Max was similar, but at 6.7 inches, we're going up a little bit more in size. So it feels even bigger. And it's giving me this feel that it's even larger because of the squared edges. It just feels like I'm using a jumbo iPhone. Yeah, the iPhone 11 Pro Max was huge as well, but this one feels ever so slightly bigger, which is definitely going to be a favorite amongst jumbo iPhone lovers. People that love the big iPhone, this thing's going to be amazing for you. So my impressions right away are that it definitely feels like the king of the lineup, the one that you're paying the most for and you're getting the most of. You're getting the most screen, you're getting the most weight, you're getting the best cameras, you're getting tons of storage on here, but you got to want a big sized iPhone. Definitely got to want this, and I think you won't regret it if you love large iPhones. You definitely won't regret this. Now, there are a few included wallpapers here. You can see right there, those are the ones that come with the Pro series. And out of the box, it does use up a little bit of storage to put the Apple applications on. The software is 14.1 out of the box. 14.2 is available, but depending on when you get your phone, it might ship with the latest 14.2, so keep that in mind. But through and through, it's going to be the same iOS experience across the lineup here. It's a little bit of a difference in the camera department because this one is the Pro Max, and just like the Pro, this one does have the wide angle, but also can go 2.5x here, and you can zoom up to 12x on this camera. I think that's even further than the Pro, so you can zoom very far. This is the farthest zoom you're going to get on an iPhone. Also, this will do the 4K 30 when it does do the HDR video. What's nice about this one is it can do the HDR video in 60 as well. So for those of you who want the top of the line video, you can do it in 60 FPS here. HDR, high dynamic range for this iPhone 12 Pro Max. This has got to be the best camera ever on a phone. It's going to be so amazing for those of you who do photography. And then the front, you can see HD 60, 4K 60. I mean, this is incredible for photography and videography. This is definitely the phone you want because it has a lot of great apps for doing so, editing, photo editing, video editing, and it's huge, and it has an amazing piece of hardware on the body for the camera setup. So again, just improving a little bit on the 11 Pro Max, making it a better experience for anyone who decides to go with this Pro Max right here. Now also, this phone doesn't have a 120 Hz display, which is disappointing at this price point. You can definitely see it when compared to other Android phones, like something like a OnePlus 8 Pro, for example. You can see right here, this display just refreshes smoother, and it just looks smoother than the iPhone does. So, you know, this is something where I think Apple needs to catch up, is just putting a 120 Hz display, but I did want to mention that on this device. Also, if you take a look, the notch is still there on the iPhone Max, but you're not going to see it, the iPhone 12 Pro Max, you're not going to see it as much, you're going to be looking at it as much because it's way up there at the top and you have such a jumbo screen. So if you want to enjoy your screen the most, the iPhone 12 Pro Max is the one to get. And on the topic of battery life, this one actually has the largest battery of the iPhone 12 lineup, so you should expect to get the longest running battery life here. So if you care much about the battery life, this is the one you want to go with. The 12 and 12 Pro are actually not too impressive to me, so I will be having my eye on this for the 12 Pro Max, and I don't expect the Mini to be a beast either, as that phone has a very small battery, but you're trading off for having that beautifully small size. So we'll see how this does, especially when 5G starts to tax the battery. We'll see how that does perform over the coming weeks. Okay guys, so let's see how the audio is.
Here helping you to master your technology. iPhone 12 mini is here, and welcome to my unboxing video.
Very deep, it's very rich and crisp. So I would say the audio on here pretty darn good. It doesn't sound that much better than the Pro, but definitely a little louder, I feel like, than the Mini. Overall, it's going to have a nice speaker setup here. Of course, there's no headphone jacks on iPhones. You better get yourself some Bluetooth headphones if you're going to be rocking this one and you want some privacy with your audio. I also expect with Qualcomm modems here, this to be one of the better iPhones when it comes to, you know, performance with 5G, also phone call quality, stuff like that. I'll keep my eye on that for you guys as well. My first impressions are, if you loved the XS Max, you loved the iPhone 11 Pro Max, maybe you didn't upgrade from the 8 Plus yet, and you still want to stick with the big iPhone. You don't want those smaller phones. You like big phones. You're going to love this Pro Max. If you can live with the fact that this doesn't have 120 Hertz, it still has a notch. If you can live with that stuff and you still just love the design, you love the squared edges, you're not going to be disappointed here. Definitely pretty impressed on my first impressions, even with those omissions that Apple did make. They knocked it out of the park with the design, I feel like, and that's making me feel like this might still be worth it for a lot of people. I absolutely love this silver color, by the way. I know many people probably thought I should have went with Pacific Blue, but I did that for the 12 Pro, and I'm glad I went with the silver here because the Pacific Blue is a little bit understated. You can't really tell it's blue when you got a case on, stuff like that. You just can't really tell. Just kind of, it's a darker color. So I definitely like this silver. It's definitely pretty nice. But which color do you guys like most of the iPhone 12 Pro Max? Let me know in the comments below. Now, what I want to do before I wrap up this first impressions of this device is go ahead and compare it to some other phones, because my first thoughts when I opened this was, whoa, is this the iPhone 12 Pro Ultra? So let's compare it to the Galaxy S20 Ultra, which is a massive phone that came out earlier this year. Disappointed us with some autofocus issues, but also was still a great device. You can see right there, boom, the S20 Ultra still a bit bigger on the height, but that iPhone feels a little wider than the Ultra, but the Ultra does employ a 120 Hz display. So there's still benefits to the Samsung side over the iPhone side. It really just depends on what you're looking for in a phone. But yes, the S20 Ultra hanging right there with that Pro Max in the size. Let's take a look at the 11 Pro Max. We kind of already showcased this earlier. A little bit bigger than its predecessor, but it's not pushing the boundaries of too big. I feel like once you get up to that 6.9, 7 inch, are we talking tablets? We're still at 6.7 here for the iPhone 12 Pro Max. You can see the OnePlus 8 Pro actually towers over this phone. Pretty tall, once again with curved edges. You could say that the 12 Pro Max definitely feels wider. So if you like a wide phone, you'll like the Pro Max. The 8 Pro still, it's also very narrow, and with the curved edges, it's pretty comfortable to hold this phone actually on the 8 Pro. So definitely Android phones are hanging there with this 12 Pro Max, and even bigger in some cases than this device. So this is nothing new if you had Android devices of this year. You can see the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, probably its most fierce direct competitor, which I will be comparing these head to head in a showdown. You can see edge to edge panel for that Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. He is not messing around with those bezels, and you can see it towers over the Pro Max, and it's also pretty similar in the width. So if you want an Android phone that's very competitive with this Pro Max, that would be the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, hands down. And then we have the iPhone 8 Plus. For those of you who've been on the 7 Plus, 8 Plus, you're ready for an upgrade. Here's what you're getting. You're getting a phone that's similar in width, similar in height, just a little bit bigger, but also it's going to give you squared edges. It's also going to give you less bezel, but you will still gain this notch here. Also, the aspect ratio 16:9 here. It's a different aspect ratio. We'll cover that in the review. But overall, I gotta say, the 12 Pro Max, first impressions, you're paying a big price, but you're getting a big phone. You're getting amazing cameras, the best on the 12 lineup, and you're gonna get the best battery life here. It's a pretty impressive device, but you really have options this year. You have the regular 12 Pro, you have this 12 Pro Max, you have the 12 mini we covered earlier today. We got the 12. So you gotta figure out which size you want the most, because they're all pretty similar phones. If you guys find this first impressions enjoyable, entertaining, informing, do me a favor, click that like button for me, and let me know what videos you want to see on this iPhone 12 Pro Max versus other devices, maybe battery stuff, maybe reviews. Let me know what you guys really need to know about this phone if it's something of interest to you. I'll catch you all on the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to be well, and if you picked up a Pro Max, enjoy it and have a great day. Nick here, and peace.